other tactics, but y'all ain't get them from me. Alright? By any means necessary, man. We can't continue to lay down and let them just walk all over us. They got to know there's some dissatisfaction. There's some dissatisfaction. So we march and we rally and we protest and all that, but we fight back too, both in their arenas, and then we learn and organize our arenas. Street tribes, my brothers, let me talk to y'all, man. Let me talk to y'all. This is why Tupac was so important. Tupac's stepfather's name is Mutulu Shakur. Mutulu Shakur is a political prisoner. That's one who's in prison not because he murdered someone. In war, there's no murder. He's a political prisoner. First of all, he was a member of the Harlem and the Bronx chapter of the Black Panther Party, and he was curing. He's Dr. Mutulu Shakur, heroin addicts with acupuncture for free. For free, he was curing people of their addiction, free, with the Asian medicinal way of acupuncture. Arrested, man, locked down. Supermax prison. Mutulu is Tupac's stepfather. Tupac grew up in the movement. His mother's a strong female warrior. Sister Afeni Shakur taught him the knowledge of himself, gave him the name Tupac Amaru. Tupac Amaru was an Inca chief. The Incas was a South American empire in Peru that fought against the Spanish. And Tupac Amaru was an Inca chief. So he's Tupac Amaru Shakur. So he was born a fighter. And he knew it. And his uncle gave him a plan. His stepfather. His stepfather said, listen, you're going to infiltrate them street tribes. You're going to come up with a blueprint. And you're going to revolutionize them street tribes. What you're going to call it is the hate that you gave little infants fucks everyone. Excuse my language, elders. That's the acronym for thug life. So when he said, I'm going to rep this thug life till I die, he was telling it was a code. It was a code to the street tribes. I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you. And we going to bang on the system. Because if brotherly love override oppression and destruction, and community revolution is in progress, well, brotherly love and community revolution is going to come together. And we're going to bang on one nation. His last album that he had, even in the midst of the East Coast, West Coast beef, was called One Nation. This man was working a serious plan. I have a book. First of all, we call Dr. King's name. The FBI, under Gay Edgar Hoover, kept files on Dr. King so numerous, they were stacked from the floor to the ceiling. Same as on El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. Tupac's file had only 1,099 pages have been released so far. Only 1,099 pages. So as he was working, let me tell you something. When you are on probation or on parole, you can't cross state lines, right? You're not allowed to cross state lines. Okay, well, for those of you who do, if you get caught, Suge Knight had a home in Las Vegas, crossed state lines, was caught. Now Suge Knight and the lawyer who founded Death Row was a lawyer named Cannon, or Bannon or something like that. They both he will argue with Suge Knight, and the judge every time would release him. Now you caught. He would go to the hospital. He said, bet. So they go to the hospital. When Tupac rolled, he normally rolled in a Range Rover with a bodyguard on his right and his left in the back seat. Y'all saw the pictures. Y'all saw the pictures after the so-called fight inside of the MGM Grand. Tupac is riding with Suge Knight alone on the Las Vegas Strip. Now, I've never been to Las Vegas. Some of y'all might go, but there's a whole lot of lights in Las Vegas. So where there's a whole lot of lights and there's a whole lot of people, somebody saw something. So there's a distraction on the left, Tupac is on the right. A car rolls up on the right and starts spraying. And he gets shot 4 times. He dies a week later. Now I know some of y'all believe he ain't dead. That's another story. The point is, after he's shot, they are actually driving towards the hospital. Suge Knight turns around, starts to drive erratically away from the hospital. Now he lives in Las Vegas. He knows where the hospital is. And it's only 5 minutes away. This man is bleeding to death. This man's lungs are collapsing. His heart is not palpitating properly. And you're driving until all of the tires in your vehicle gets, what you call it? Deflated. Precious time wasting. So now you draw your own conclusions. I drew mine. Because there's no coincidence. And I'm going to give you the reason why there's no coincidence. Tupac was organizing the so-called gangs. Right? But we had revolutionary brothers and sisters in the Black Panther Party who did the very same thing. I'm going to give you the one from Los Angeles and then the one from Chicago. The one from Chicago, this was a bold and bad young brother. His name is Fred Hampton. Ashe. 19, 20 years old. This brother in Chicago. Now, Chicago had the largest street tribes. Chicago. The Vice Lords, the Black P. Stone Rangers, the Gangster Disciples. Fred Hampton goes to Larry Hoover, the Gangster Disciples, and say, listen, we don't need to war. We are brothers. You got your tribe, I got mine. Now, just in case Larry Hoover had any problems, there was a phalanx of Panthers out on the street, armed and ready to go to war. But the agreement was rigged. Then he went to the Stones, brother Jeff Ford, Khalid, and he spoke to him and said the same thing. Then he went to the Vice Lords and the same thing. Then he went to the Young Lords, the same thing. Fred Hampton organized the first Rainbow Coalition, a coalition of multinational groups. 20 years old. He was dangerous because he's organizing all of the so-called people who are forgotten about. The dregs of society, the so-called thugs and the gangsters. He's revolutionizing and politicizing them. He said you could jail a revolutionary, but you can't jail a revolution. You can kill a revolutionary, but you can't kill a revolution. He said, I am a revolutionary. Fred Hampton was murdered in his sleep, 4 o'clock in the morning. 200 shots, rounds fired. They used an informant named William O'Neill to drug him in his sleep, gave him some tea, gave him that Mickey. His wife was pregnant with his unborn son, Fred Hampton Jr. Black pudding is the intestine of the pig, filled with rice, seasoning, and blood. Yeah, y'all got quiet. It tastes good. And white pudding is without blood. It tastes good. I don't eat it no more. You know, I came into the knowledge of myself, and there's some things I just got to get rid of. Right? Please, if y'all still eat pig, please stop eating it. It will kill you. Don't eat too much processed food and what have you. It will kill you. We need you to be around. But at the same time, sometimes we got to do it. If that's all you got to eat, go ahead. If I'm stranded on an island and it's a loose snake around, best believe he getting eaten. If that's all I got. But if you have some options, choose wisely. So family, somebody gonna pass this around?